What's going on, and welcome back to another episode of Fish and Foul Florida. As always, my name is Josh, and first and foremost, I'm with my buddy Zach. Thanks to him for having us on the boat today. And we're also with my buddy Chad. And we're out of Port Everglades today. We're gonna be chasing some pelagic fish, and we're gonna be hitting some wrecks with some jigs and some live bait. We're gonna get going pretty soon here, so we'll see you at the first spot.
I figured I would do a voiceover here to let you guys in on the situation. We arrived at the first wreck, we drifted it twice with no success. We were contemplating moving to the next spot until Zach said, let's drift this one more time, I have a good feeling. This is what happened next.
On. Yeah.
Nice. Get off that rack, man. Right on the rack.
Trying. Oh, broke off. Fish had teeth.
Fish had teeth?
Yeah. Cut me off clean. Damn.
Here we go.
Tight. Nice.
You're unreal, Chad.
Tight.
Yes, sir.
Good fish.
New Saltiga rod from Johnny Jigs.
I think it's just a big fish.
It's huge.
Yeah.
Oh my god. No!
Oh, he popped off. Damn.
He got into the wreck.
Big fish over here.
Yeah, I had a lot of drag on that. Just keep reeling, Chad. Let's at least go 1 for 3 on that triple up.
Yeah, that was nuts.
Oh. Just keep reeling. Just keep it tight. That's the best way to do it. Keep it coming. Keep reeling.
Man, that fish is freaking stalling that Talica. Leader. Big color.
Keep going.
Looks like the right color.
That's what I lost. I figured one of those.
No. Wait,
That's what it was that we lost.
Take a picture of that.
Check it in.
You fucking brought that guy in. Yeah, let's go.
Look at that.
Deep water AP.
Heavy.
Look at that fish, man.
I will.
Beautiful. Okay, so I don't know if you guys are gonna see, or I'll clip it in. I lost a big fish, got cut off. He hooked up on the jig. Zach hooked up on the jig immediately after on bottom, and then the big bottom bait started screaming. Chad was cranking the whole time. We thought we were stuck on bottom for a second, but no, it was this big, freaking nice, probably 20
20-pound AP.
Probably 20-pound AP right there, baby. Beautiful. On the thread fin. Absolutely stoked. Zach if he felt one more drift at this wreck. He said, yeah, let's drift it one more time. Triple hookup, and we got the one that counted right there, baby. Super sick stuff.
Alrighty, so size of the hook does not matter, like many other things in this world. That could be said about the circle hook. If you let him eat, it will go into the corner of the mouth every time, and that was plenty. Look at how easy it's gonna pop out here. It's right there.
Just like that. Good eats, baby, good eats.
Big fish. That's all you need. I think this is a 4-0 circle hook, maybe a 5-0 circle hook. That's all you need.
Looks like a mustad demon circle, demon
That's
perfect
exactly
circle.
what it is. Demon perfect circle, mustad, 5-0, not even the ultra heavy. I think it's better for the pilchards because they swim better when they're not getting thrown around with the big heavy hook, big hook. If it's a circle hook, it's gonna hit the corner of the mouth every time. So you don't need a lot of pressure on it. There she is.
All right, guys, well, we're gonna brain bleed this fish and put him on ice, and then we're gonna redrift that same spot. Hope we can't do it again.
Voila.
Big marks, big marks, big marks, middle of the water column.
Get hit, Chad. Get hit, Chad. Getting hit. Don't do anything yet. Don't do anything yet. Tighten the drag and reel. Tighten the drag and reel.
All right, we got another fish on bottom bait.
Like that, drop.
Fish number 2.
Number 2.
Bottom bait got absolutely smoked.
Quick. Very
It was
quick.
like pretty subtle. He didn't know he was hooked. So when he hit, you could see the first tap, tap. Didn't take any line. We have loose drag, so if you wanted to run with it, you can do it pretty easily. But it was like a tap, tap, and he just sort of waited there. Counted to 10, and I said, all right, real tight. I bet you he's on.
Yeah,
I'll it tight, and he was on.
I'll clip that in the video. Zach definitely called it out. He said, you're getting hit, you're getting hit. Tighten it up and whine. And here we are, tight on fish number 2.
See, it's slow.
Yeah, you got a heavy fish on there, brother.
Keep in mind, it's on a circle hook, so keep nice and slow, steady tension. Don't let it go slack.
You're doing great. All right, I see color, I see color.
A lot of marks.
I see color. He must have went for another run. I saw him for a sec. He must have, because I saw him for a sec. He's right down there. See him? It looks like another AP. Looks like another AP.
It's shiny. Deep. What I see. Let's get our limit, baby. Come on.
Woo!
It's 2 per vote, right? I think.
Yeah.
Nope. Yeah, we'll see after the.
We'll look it up at Fish Rolls.
I know it's 2 per vote.
I'm pretty sure too. Let's go,
24
Chad.
inches. So here we go. I got this
Here comes leader.
Keep reeling though. Remember, you're gonna have to pull that through a little bit. Keep going tight. Keep reeling. Pull it through. Okay, big color.
Here comes the weight.
Keep reeling.
Big AP.
Big boy.
Big
Walk
AP.
Walk back. Walk the bar back, Chad.
Big AP. Big AP.
Walk the rod back.
Big AP. Hold on, he's still got some fight left in him.
Point the rod over here, Chad, in case he runs again. Get him up.
Get him. Yeah! Chad.
Number 2.
Freaking awesome fish, dude.
He's a sick.
Oh my god.
Size of that pompano!
Dude.
What a tank! Let's see if that circle hook, little circle hook held up. Watch, look at that, right in the corner of the mouth. Tiny little hook, big freaking pompano.
Mustad Demon Perfect Circle, baby.
Sponsor me, Mustad.
Get up on the front of the boat and hold
Sponsor
that
me.
fucking thing up, dude. Oh my god, what a fucking fish.
Oh, huge.
Oh my gosh.
Look at that chunker.
Freaking awesome fish. Oh my god. And I'm freaking speechless on how big this fish is right now. Alright guys, so here's the situation. We re-drifted after we caught that first AP, which was probably somewhere around like 18-20 pounds. And me and Zach were both down with the jig, and all of a sudden the Talica started screaming again. Chad cranked tight and it absolutely started rip and drag. We knew we had a big fish on, and this is what we have to show for it. Teamwork makes the dream work. Zach with a great gaff shot once again. I had to hand line that fish in, still had some fight in him, and here we go. Freaking absolute monster of an African Pompano right there, fellas. That is a freaking stellar fish right there. Awesome, awesome, awesome. Doesn't get much better than that, fellas.
That's
Same procedure. We're gonna brain bleed this fish, get him on ice, and we're gonna redrift, see if we can't do it again.
So 2 different times I've taken trips in the wintertime to the Bahamas to try to catch African pompanos, to try to spearfish them and or catch them on rod and reel. Like I love these fish, and we're like 10 minutes out of Port Everglades right now, in like about 250 feet. Do the math at where we are, people that know this area, and they're here. It's like if you find the fish, we just got 2 in a row, one right after the other. We tripled up on the first trip. They're like probably huge schools of fish down there. So come get them while they're hot.
Here we go, fish number 3 on the live bait on bottom. The Talica is hot this morning, baby.
Sir, yes sir. Oh, fighting good. So I like leaving it in the rod holder and letting Roddy do the work, because he's gonna mess up a lot less than I am. I think.
Pro tip.
Whenever this is floating or not on anymore, I can crank down as fast as I want to make sure I'm still engaged. It's just, it's better. It's better. Don't take it out of the rod holder.
Chad, did you reel that one up for me?
Big yellowtail or
That's a mutton.
little mutton?
Some behind it too. I just saw us following it up. There you go.
Just legal or just under?
Bonus. Same circle hook right there, corner of the mouth. Hold that little morsel up for the boys and girls watching back home.
Little mutton. He's about 17, 18 inches. I'll measure him and make sure he's legal.
See if he'll keep. If not, he's going right back down where he came from. But
Yes, sir.
nice fish picked up on the first drift at the second wreck here that we stopped at. Awesome morning so far.
See how I just took it out like that? You wrap it around the edge plate there, it'll pop him right out.
It's a crazy looking box right there.
That AP could eat that mutton. That's crazy.
All right, we're We're back in the port, and that's going to be all we have for today's episode. If you guys like today's episode, please like, share, and subscribe. As always, thank you guys so much. I really appreciate your support. We had a beautiful morning of fishing today. We managed to hook a few nice fish on the jig, and the bottom rod was hot. We caught 2 giant APs, and we managed to catch 1 keeper mutton, and we had 1 short as well. We were getting bites all day. With only a couple hours of fishing, you can't ask for much better. I'll show you guys a few still shots of those fish when we get back to the dock, but as always, I'll see you guys in that next video. Okay, so here we are back at the dock, and we got our big African Pompano here, and I'm going to be showing you guys, and Zach as well here is going to be showing you guys how to clean both of these African Pompano in 2 different styles. Zach's going to show you his way, and I'm going to show you a more traditional way for educational purposes. Zach,
All right,
take it away.
So the same way we dry age our beef, we can do that with fish too, depending on what you do when you catch it and how you fillet it. So what I like doing is I like filleting half of the fish normally like you would any other. Pompanos are pretty bony, and if you do end up just cutting out the fillets and throwing the rest away, you leave a lot of meat. These also have a lot of meat up in the head here, so notice I'm coming up to here. This first half I'm just gonna do a normal fillet job like you've seen a bunch of times. But with the other half, I like keeping it on the bone because it preserves the meat better and you can dry age it. I've dry aged pompano up to like 2 weeks in my fridge. You put a little salt in the belly, you get all the guts out, make sure there's no blood in the fish. So bleeding it right when you catch it, it's pretty important. This is a pretty cool fillet knife, ugly stick, believe it or not. I think I got sent this in a Fish Vault package, which is like a subscription brand. And it's like my favorite fillet knife just because that first part here, it's not so flexible, it's pretty sturdy, but it's just so easy to get in that first little bit, which is usually a pretty hard part. The hardest part is right there. Just because I want to keep his tail because he's huge. I'm going to just cut the whole thing off. Amazing, look. Want to eat something yummy? Yeah, no, I'm not gonna. Some people like that. Oh my god, these pompanos are very, very strong. The biggest one I've ever filleted.
Look at the size of the head on that thing.
So notice around here, I know up in this grill area here is the meat, like the innards and stuff, and I kind of don't want to break it off. So I'm doing my best to stay pretty careful around the ribs, which are right here. I think that's a roe right there. So now that I can feel it's just really hard bones, I want to get my cutter. All right, these are Fiskars. Fiskars? F-I-S-K-A-R-S. I use them when, like, basically every time I'm filleting, whenever I need to go through bones, it just is a nice little chomper that you use with the knife. Like if I'm when I'm getting over to this part in the collar, it's really important to use something that you can cut through instead of like hacking it away, which is kind of annoying. This is the way to do it. So, just like with the top side of the loins, you sort of have to feel your way along the skeleton with these guys. They're very, very meaty, and we definitely didn't let this one sit for long enough. If it was, I just have to get over to another pool party, but if it was me doing this over again, I'd let it get really, really, really cold. And make sure this knife's a little bit sharper. But all you want to do is just slowly go over those bones. You see right here now, I can sort of get into this a little bit. Let me just use this thing. Okay. Now I start back up on this side. I like doing the bottom first. The top part's definitely easier, but I feel like you end up leaving a lot of meat on the bottom. You don't go do it this way. I know a lot of people like the long strokes. I found this way works better for me. Little by little, just pulling the meat away, using this pointy edge of the knife. Take your time, make sure you're not missing anything. Play the accordion again and again and again until you get right to the middle, where then you want to just start putting your knife over the top. Notice how there's like no blood or anything like dripping around. I'm not spraying water anywhere. Luckily we have a pretty cool day, so I don't have to work too fast. But when I'm filleting fish, I don't like putting any fresh water on the fish because most of our hoses here in Florida, they got trace amounts of chlorine in them. And you'll see as soon as you start filleting the fish, when you're using that water, it gets like opaque and gnarly looking. Like it's not
Appetizing.
Yeah, no, it's starting to cook it. Literally starts to cook the meat. So now that I get to this part, I'm having a hard time, right? I can get into those bones and actually cut them and break them as I'm getting through. This is fucking heavy. It's like 15 pounds. See, look, because I cut this open. If right when I caught the fish, I did this and I cut the tail off, what a really good practice to do is spray it out with water, spray through the gills, spray through the tail. It's part of the ikejime process. I forget what it's called when you go through the tail, but if I had my cord thing, I would literally take my, right through here, that nerve ending right there, that's the spinal cord, that where that goop is coming out of. And you could push it through and it goes all the way through and it would make this all perfect for sashimi. It's called ikejime. We didn't do that. I didn't have wire long enough for this guy. But for now, this is more than most do. Alrighty. All she wrote. So now what I like doing, I use lots of paper towel. This is awesome. It's dry. There's no blood anywhere. The blood is the only thing that's like fishy in a fishy fish. Like people don't realize that. Like if you get all the blood out, you make sure it stays dry and there's no moisture on that fish. Little baby. I'm gonna bring it over. Eventually, I'm gonna go through and cut out this bloodline right here. So I like keeping the skin on. I think that's the best part, especially if you keep it dry. Put it on a really hot surface or put it on the grill, and it's just the best part of the fish. Hands down. Nothing beats it. So one big loin there. So I just make sure to outline where I'm going. So I split it. And when I'm doing this, I'm sort of looking at that bloodline. You see how there's that red meat there? I'm trying to sort of go diagonally, not trying to cut any of the meat off, but I'm trying to separate the bits that I know are gonna be fishy. I know that stuff's not gonna taste good. So if I can, I wanna cut as much of it off as I can. That's good skin though, so I'm gonna be a little careful. There's the loin. I can portion this out now, have it however I want. Voila. That's how I would fillet a pompano. Perfect.
That's why we love what we do.
Yes, sir. What do I do next? These collars are awesome. I come right here with something I can cut deep. This is the biggest one I've ever had, so I don't even know if it's gonna let me cut it. Maybe I leave it. I don't even know how to cut this thing. There we go. That's how to cut this thing. So start there. Make the first incision. Try to get as much of that. This is gonna be interesting. I don't even know if my scissors can handle it. Oh, they're handling it just fine. Look at that. Cut right through. So now I come around the gill. Take as much of this connective fat off as I can. Try not to get too much meat. It's gonna be messy. I try not to break the guts. Just working my way around. You gotta see this bite on this side here. So this is important. So right here by the gills, that's your thing that's holding it all together. Right there. That's the latch right here. Cut that. It's gone. We flip the fish over. I don't like any of this guts and stuff in here, but there is just so much that I'm trying to leave it in there and not break into the meat. Gotta be a little careful. Then I do the same thing on this side. But keep in mind, I want to keep this for dry aging. I don't have room for the head. There's some room for the cheeks there. I'm gonna make a skull mount out of this one because this is the biggest one I've ever seen. So I'm gonna do that. So I'm gonna do what I can to save the head. So I'm just trying to cut on the edge of this collar and up where the meat is, where I'm gonna be able to cut the head off and not waste too much meat. Probably there. Okay. Notice how I'm not pointing it down. I start lifting it up. Once I get to here, I start lifting up because I don't want to break. You can see the freaking spleen or whatever it is in there. If you see through here, see there's an organ there. That thing breaks. It could be the gallbladder, which has this neon green jet fuel. It looks like it's coolant from a car. And if it gets on your meat, it's ruined. And like somewhere in there, operator-wise, it's gonna go beep and it gets everywhere. So it's best not to poke around in there. Pulling away, lifting up and back, because I want to keep all this because it's the best part. This collar here, that's what we're fighting for. Takes a little bit of elbow grease, and I'm just taking my time. You know, there's no need to rush it. I don't want to waste any meat.
All right, the GoPro overheated in that little segment, but we're back.
Right here. So, started here, I cut a bunch there, worked my way through here. And because these are pretty beefy fish, I had to get all up in this area here, and I finally popped it off. Once I did, so long as I was being safe and kind of nice with it, it should all just come up. You see, there's little pieces that are still connected right there. So I'm gonna work my way deep in the gills there. I think that was it. All the guts and everything should come out. Oh, I didn't cut all the way through this one. But didn't have the satisfying nibble much. There we go. You see that green right there? That's what we don't want in the fish. I'm very glad it's going out there. It's literally the poop. And now it's not on the fish. That's why gotta be careful. I literally said like neon green jet fuel. We don't want that on the fish, it's crazy. Just went a little too far. Kind of gross, but for us now. But now, I'm gonna clean these up real nice. I don't have too much. But once you get all the blood and schmutz off from what was in the guts, which yes, I know it doesn't look so good. Sort of pull it away. I'll pull some connective tissues away too. It's okay. There's a little bit of meat, but that's all right. Starts to look yummier and better. Cut that right down the middle. You can grill it. It's like a chicken wing, and it's so good. But now with this, do what you will, hack it up. I'm probably gonna end up cutting it straight in half, right? Probably here. This side of the fin or this side of the fin? This side of the fin. It's so hard. I don't know how I'm gonna do it. So just like a steak has different cuts to it, and watch what happens. If you put like a bloody napkin over to the side, it's like an automatic fly, get away from my fisher. You know, like they just go right to the blood, not to the fish, to the blood. So if you get a bloody napkin, move it to the side. That's a good rule of thumb for you to get rid of these flies so they stay away from the fish, for the most part. You smell the blood, not the fish, which is odd. This is just like what I've experienced going. Look at how cool this is on this side. The cross section. Sort of what it looks like if you're cut straight through the fish, you know. Boom. Straight in the fridge, just like that. When you're ready to cook it, you could fillet it off of this. Just leave it on it. Leave it on the bone, it protects it. All this is gonna protect your fish in the fridge. And you can leave it for up to 2 weeks, or longer, experiment. It won't smell fishy, I bet you. I promise you, if you do this with any fish, for the most part, it doesn't work too well with like oily fish, like, and even like some deep water fish. I haven't had success dry aging, but for at least a couple days, every fish is better, not fresh, like every fish. I've never had a fish. Kingfish is the only fish that's better day one fried, I think. That's the best way to eat it. But pompano, wait a week. Put it in the fridge, wait a week. You'll see it lose about 20% of its weight. It gets a little shrunk up a little bit, kind of like a dry aged steak does. And then just fillet it. And you can leave the skin on, it's crispy, it's yummy.
All right, well, there you have it. A really awesome in-depth on how to get the most meat out of the fish that you're harvesting, and an awesome day of fishing with epic action. If you guys love the video, please drop a like down below. Thank you for your support. And I'm gonna leave that other fish cleaning off camera just because I think he did a really good job and covered everything that I would have covered in this video as well. So kudos to you, Zach. Thank you for dropping more than just a piece of information to all these people on YouTube. But yeah, we'll catch you in the next video.